All right, we're doing an interview today with Marie Lane, who is running for Ashtabula Municipal Court Judge on November 3rd. And one of the subjects that we're going to talk about today, I don't know, again, a lot about this particular subject, but Marie's going to explain it to us. Specialized dockets. What is that?
A specialized docket program in Ohio is essentially a treatment court. They're courts that are specifically designed to take a certain class of offenders who are offending because of a certain issue and to address that underlying issue in order to get them out of the system and to prevent them from constantly committing crimes. In Ohio, as of right now, we have 190 of these specialized docket programs. In Ashtabula County, we have one currently. We have another one starting in the juvenile system. Judge Camplease is starting a family dependency court. But here in Ashtabula County, I am one of the founding members of our adult common pleas drug court program. And we started that in 2008. We are fully certified by the Ohio Supreme Court, which is required to operate a specialized docket program. And it's an amazing success story. We do great things, and Ohio has seen that specialized docket programming is the way to go. That is the most effective way of treating offenders and getting them out of the system.
Very good. I understand there is an advisory panel that is associated with this type of program. Can you explain how that works and who would be on that panel?
The Ohio Supreme Court, under the rules of superintendents, they guide how specialized docket programs are to be operated. Okay. And one of the requirements is that a judge, before starting up his or her program, is to have an advisory committee. And the advisory committee is made up of community stakeholders, and those community stakeholders are their job, is to advise the judge on how to operate his or her program to best serve the community. I would like to have on my advisory committee more than just the normal law enforcement, treatment agencies, providers like that. I also want to bring in small business owners and faith-based organizations to be a part of my committee, because I think those are necessary stakeholders to best serve Ashtabula.
And make it more well-rounded out then, right?
Absolutely.
I understand that. Now, as we're both aware, there's some drug activities, a lot of drug activities in Ashtabula County. I've gotten that from the sheriff, I've gotten that from his deputies, from other officers, law enforcement officers. Mainly heroin and meth is what I'm hearing. And you know what, Maria, and I don't understand this, but they say heroin's prominent today because it's cheaper. I remember when we were kids with The Man with the Golden Arm with Frank Sinatra, that was the taboo drug, and it was very expensive. It isn't anymore?
It is not. And unfortunately, it is the cheap version of oxycodone.
Really?
Or other pain medication. Unfortunately, we have found that through the overprescription of medication, people become addicted. Mm-hmm. And when the pain medication then ran out, and the doctor would no longer prescribe the medication, that offender or that person would move on to the heroin or other opiates. And then, unfortunately, we've just had people in this community who, as young people in high school, for whatever reason, under peer pressure, whatever reason, decided to start out with such high drugs, and they just quickly became addicted. And the heroin and opiate problem in this county is at a critical stage. Mm-hmm. And this is a problem that just does not affect any one economic class or social class. It has affected all of Ashtabula County. I have represented many offenders from all social and economic classes, and it's just a horrible problem.
Sheriff Johnson showed me some before and after pictures of these young people and older people that use meth. It was unbelievable, the transitions of their faces and the lack of teeth, and it was amazing.
It takes a horrible cost to somebody's body.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's very bad. Now, a frequent question that probably that I've asked to the prison system for many, many years, what is the success rate? And is there really hope for those trapped by addiction?
There is. Treatment really does work. When I started in this field of criminal law over 22 years ago, the theory of corrections at that time was be tough. That if you gave that first offender a tough prison sentence or a tough jail sentence, that was going to be a horrible experience for them, and they were going to learn their lesson,
Mm-hmm.
and that was going to solve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that did not work. We realized later that what we were doing is making people worse. We were taking people who were hanging on, they were working full time, and they had housing, and now we locked them away for long periods of time. They lost their job, they lost their ability to get employment when they were out. We destabilized their family because they lost their housing.
Mm-hmm.
What we realize is that we really have to focus on the treatment, but it has to be done in the correct way. It has to be intensive, and it has to show immediate consequences for noncompliance, and it has to have graduated incentives built in as well. And that's what specialized docket programs are designed to do. And when I'm going door to door and I explain some of the specific things that we do in our drug court program, they're amazed, and they like that we're treating offenders in that way.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the drug testing. Everybody in our program calls in every morning between 5 a.m. and 9 a.m. to see if it's one of their days that they have to show and be drug tested. Because we randomly drug test everybody several times a week. That's a requirement under Ohio law and our specialized docket
Wow.
programs. And so we want to keep on top of any problems. Another aspect to the program is that offenders come to court every week. They appear in front of the judge every week. And the evidence-based practices has shown is that weekly interaction between the judge and the participant makes a huge difference in modifying that participant's behavior.
Marie, what about, before we close up on this, what about the cost factor in this particular program? Is it cost prohibitive? Is it going to be able to, can it be survived?
I can start this program in the municipal court immediately without any cost
Really?
to the taxpayers. That's how our current specialized docket drug court got started back in 2008. Back in 2008, myself, Judge Mackey, who was really a believer in the drug court program, and Tom Sartini, a then county prosecutor,
Mm-hmm.
also a big believer in us trying to treat people. Our law enforcement officers, our county providers, Kathleen Kinney from Lake Erie Recovery Center, our adult probation department, we all sat down and we realized, we're putting people on probation and we're sending them to treatment and we're drug testing them. They're just not getting any better.
Mm-hmm.
They keep reoffending and they keep coming back. So what are we doing wrong? What can we do to make ourselves more effective? So we took what we already had and we organized ourselves into a drug court and started implementing these evidence-based practices. We did that without any money. No money whatsoever. Now, as we got up and going, we became certified, we have been obtaining grant money, and we've expanded the services we've been able to offer. In fact, that is the way that Ohio is going as far as criminal justice treatment. So I know for a fact that the governor's office and the Ohio Supreme Court and the state legislature and the Department of Corrections, that's what they want. And money is being filtered into courts to do these treatment courts, and I know how to get that money.
Excellent, excellent. I had a person ask me the other day, what is the answer about this drug problem? It's not only here, it's all over the country, the world probably, but is there an answer other than this program type here that we could see the light at the end of the tunnel where people will start wising up and quit abusing their bodies with this stuff?
I believe that once we start making an impact of the treatment of the people who are coming into the justice system, and that the community sees that this actually does work, that it will help with awareness, hopefully to to younger, the younger members of our community,
Mhm.
our students, into, let's not go down
Right,
this path in the first place.
okay, excellent. I like that. I think it's a good program. Thank you, Marie.
Thank you.